Hello everyone, myself Kamini Mure. I have completed my B Farm and EM Farm and currently I am pursuing PhD in pharmacy. So I have completed my B Farm and EM Farm in 2017 and 19 respectively. I have 7 years of an teaching experience as an assistant professor in pharmacy colleges and currently I'm doing my PhD in pharmacy. Today I'm here to present you the topic that is carbohydrate from the biochemistry subject. So carbohydrates, we all know that carbo means the carbon containing compounds and hydrates means the which contains the hydrogen and oxygen. So the topics we are going to cover is the classify the carbohydrates according to their definitions. So various definitions are there for the carbohydrate. According to that, the classification is there. Then we will discuss the isomeric properties of the carbohydrate. Then draw the structure and most common carbohydrates which are commonly used, and discuss the digestion of the dietary carbohydrates. So carbohydrates, the most abundant organic molecules in the nature are the carbohydrates. We all eat or we all consume most of the dietary fiber or dietary compound that is the carbohydrate. Provide a significant fraction of the energy in the diet of the most organisms. They provide the energy and mostly the energy is converted from the carbohydrate in our body. So energy in the terms of the ATP molecules, that is adenosine triphosphate, important source of energy for the cells. They can act as a storage form of the energy, as carbohydrates can be stored in the form of an glycogen in liver and muscles. So they can be, we can say that they are the storage form of an energy. They can be stored in the body, and whenever we need the energy, they can be broken down into the smaller carbohydrate molecule, that is glucose one, and then can be utilized as an energy in the form of an ATP molecule. Can be structural component of the many organisms, can be the cell membrane components mediating the intercellular communications. They are cell membrane material, means the cell membrane can be made up of the carbohydrates. Also the structural compound of the many organisms, means they are the main cause of the structure or rigidity, provide the rigidity to many organisms. Then can be cell surface antigens. Antigens means the body's extracellular ground substance, can be associated with the proteins and the lipid molecule. Then part of the RNA, DNA, and several coenzymes, that is NAD plus, NADP plus, FAD plus, and coenzyme A. Then we will see the carbohydrates definition. These are known as polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones, or the compound which can be hydrolyzed to form the aldehyde and ketone. Polyhydroxy. Poly means many and hydroxy means OH group. The compound which contain the poly means many hydroxy groups. Along with that, they are having the functional group, that is aldehyde, that is CHO, and ketone, that is C double bond O. So aldehydes having the functional group, that is CHO, and ketones having the functional group C double bond O. So the compounds which contain the functional group, that is CHO and C double bond O, and they are having the OH, means many hydroxyl groups are there. These compounds are known as the carbohydrates. So polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone or derivatives of the polyhydroxyaldehyde and ketone are known as the carbohydrates, or the substance that yield the compounds. This compound means aldehyde and ketone or polyhydroxyl groups on hydrolysis are known as the carbohydrates. So this is the example of an carbohydrate, that is glyceraldehyde, which is the smallest carbohydrate. We can say they have the functional group, that is CHO, OH, H, and CH2OH. Means 3 carbon atoms are there in the glyceraldehyde. 3 carbon containing smallest carbohydrate is the glyceraldehyde, and whereas its ketonic form means CHO is converted to the C double bond O. Here OH group and H group, when these are the two, whereas these two are the functional isomers of each other. So C double bond O and CHO, aldehyde and ketone, these are the isomers of each other, functional isomers. So the CHO, when the H group, the H group is converted, is given to the CHO group, means aldehyde group, then remaining part is there, that is C double bond O, and that is the ketonic group. So this is known as the dihydroxyacetone. Acetone means three carbon containing compound. So dihydroxyacetone will be given when the CHO group is converted to C double bond O, aldehyde, and converted to ketonic group. Carbohydrate with an aldehyde group is known as the aldose, whereas the carbohydrate with the ketonic group is known as the ketose. When aldehyde functional group is there, that carbohydrate is known as aldose. When ketonic functional group will be there, then the carbohydrate will be known as the ketose. OSE means the sugar, or the suffix when OSE is used. We know that suffix means which is added to the last part of the word, and prefix means which is added to previous or the first part of the word. So OSE, wherever the OSE is used, that is the sugar compound. Means aldose means ALD. Aldose means which contain the aldehyde functional group. Ketose means which contain the ketonic functional group. Now, next we will see the polyhydroxyaldehyde and the ketones. So, are the substances that yield these compounds on the hydrolysis, that is glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone. Both can be written in the same manner because both have the same carbons, same hydrogen and same oxygen. So, the empirical formula or the molecular formula is same for glyceraldehyde also and for the dihydroxyacetone. So, the molecular formula of these two carbohydrate, that is aldose glyceraldehyde and ketose dihydroxyacetone, is C3H6O6 O3, or it can be written as means bracket will be there CH2O, and after the bracket 3 will be there. So empirical formula of many simpler carbohydrates, that is CnH2n ON, is there. Hence the name hydrate of the carbon is known to the carbohydrate. Now, polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones that can't be easily further hydrolyzed are known as the simple sugars. Means which sugar cannot be hydrolyzed further. Means they are the smallest, they are the basic carbohydrate. For example, 3 carbon containing compound, that is the carbohydrate is the triose, means which contain the 3 carbon atom, and the example is the glyceraldehyde. 4 carbon containing carbohydrate is the tetrose. Example is the erythrose, which contain the 4 carbon atom. 5 carbon containing compound, that is carbohydrate, is the pentose. Pentoses are the ribose sugar, that is comes in the deoxyribose sugar, and ribonucleic acid, that is ribose sugar. 5 carbon containing compound carbohydrate. Then 6 carbon containing carbohydrate is hexose. Examples are the glucose and fructose. Glucose and fructose, again, these are the aldoketose, isomers of each other. Glucose contain the aldehyde functional group and fructose contain the ketonic functional group. Then 7 carbon containing carbohydrate is the heptose, which is pseudoheptulose is the example of that. Then 9 carbon containing carbohydrate is the nonose, that is neuroaminic acid. Then hydrolyzable polymers of 2 to 6 monosaccharides are known as oligosaccharides. When the carbohydrates are converted from, means they are hydrolyzed, they can be hydrolyzed. After hydrolyzation, they give the 2 or more monosaccharide unit. Monosaccharide means which cannot be further hydrolyzed. These are known as the simplest sugar. These are sweet in nature, which we have seen in this slide, previous slide. So these are the monosaccharide which cannot be further hydrolyzed. And in case of the oligosaccharides, they can yield or they can be hydrolyzed. And after hydrolyzation, they can give 2 to 6 or 2 to 10 monosaccharide units. Means simple sugars can be hydrolyzed from the oligosaccharides. So examples are, again, these are categorized into the disaccharide, trisaccharide, tetrasaccharide, pentasaccharide, hexasaccharide, according to the monosaccharide unit present in that carbohydrate. So disaccharide composed of the 2 monosaccharide unit. Example is sucrose, lactose. Sucrose contain 2 fructose group. Lactose contain 1 galactose and 1 glucose group. So they can be converted into or hydrolyzed to 2 monosaccharide units. Sucrose when hydrolyzed gives the fructose and glucose. When lactose is hydrolyzed, 1 galactose unit and 1 glucose unit will be hydrolyzed. Again, next one is the polysaccharide. Before that, here is only given that a disaccharide, means which contain the 2 monosaccharide unit. Again, there is a classification of trisaccharide, which contain the 3 monosaccharide unit. In that, example is the raffinose. Okay. Then disaccharide, trisaccharide, tetrasaccharide is there. Stachiosa is the example. Pentasaccharide is there. Okay, so number of monosaccharide units are, means which, how many monosaccharide units are there. According to that, the classification is there and examples are there. Next one is the polysaccharide. Polysaccharides means which contain the more than 10, or we can say more than 6. Some books mention that more than 6. Some books mentions that more than 10 monosaccharide units are present in the polysaccharide unit. More than 10 up to 100 or 1000. So hydrolyzable polymers of more than 10 monosaccharide unit are known as polysaccharide. Poly means many. So there are again classified into the two types. Polysaccharide are again classified into two types, that is homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide. When homo means homogeneous or same. When same type of the monosaccharide unit is attached one together is known as the homopolysaccharide. For an example, if we consider the glucose molecule, when only glucose molecule is there, no galactose, no fructose, or no sucrose, no any type of a monosaccharide. So when only one glucose molecule is attached one together and it forms the more or complex structure or the tree-like structure, that is known as the polysaccharide of the same monosaccharide unit, that is homopolysaccharide. For an example is the glycogen, cellulose, which is the building block molecule for the plant material or plant fibers. Cellulose is there, plant skin. And then glycogen is stored in the form of energy in your body. That is, glycogen is stored in the muscle and liver. Then heteropolysaccharide means which contain the more than one monosaccharide unit. Means one, for example, glucose is there, lactose is there, or galactose is there. Three types of monosaccharides are there. These are come together or join together and form the one type of an carbohydrate, that is polysaccharide, but which contain more than one monosaccharide unit. So these are known as the heteropolysaccharides. For example, it is the glucosaminoglycans. Glucosaminoglycans contain the uh, more than one, that is carbohydrate.